Oh, California. At least you're good for content. I think that's about all you're good for right now. So California decided to ban the use, the sale, the import of alligator and crocodilian products into the state of California. You may think, what's the big deal? What's the issue here? Well, it dovetails absolutely into the whole reason why we as hunters do what we do. And that's sustainable use. Sustainable use of resources, sustainable use of wildlife. That is the consumptive use model that hunting is a part of. Many other things are a part of the sustainable use model, including crocodile farms and alligator farms, and private areas that have private land tags for these alligator and crocodilian species. So the suggested ban by California, by the way, the feds just overturned that ban because as a state they can't push legal authority onto species that are controlled and managed at the federal level. So that's why it got overturned, simplistically. I might have botched that because I'm not a lawyer. So when this ban got suggested, places like Louisiana took issue with it, and they were going to take California to court. Because the alligator and crocodilian market of California is 30% of the global market. I can guarantee you also the folks on Rodeo Drive, the Chanels of the world, the Yves Saint Laurents of the world, the Guccis of the world that use crocodilian and alligator products, we're also up in arms. Because that's going to hit the bottom line. Louisiana has a booming business when it comes to alligators. $80 million on an annual basis comes out of Louisiana. Using statistics from 2017, 15,000 alligators came out of the wild, and almost 380,000 alligators came out of private farms. All sustainably using that resource, the skins for these high-end markets, and then obviously the meat for everything you can think of. Did you know that alligators were nearly extinct in 1950? And obviously the ESA, the Endangered Species Act, came in, did what it's supposed to do, figured out a recovery plan, and put it in place. And in 1987, the alligator population of America was deemed fully recovered. Why? Why do you think it got fully recovered? Well, obviously the legal institutions that got put in place to allow it to do so were needed. But today, the alligator population is thriving. And it's thriving because of the potential use of that resource. You take that potential use away, like California banning the use of crocodilian and alligator products, what do you think is going to happen? You know, all around the world you have these celebrities now that are jumping on the bandwagon of these big luxury brand houses and putting pressure on them to say, you got to stop using these products. It's not good for the environment. They don't know what they're talking about. The IUCN wrote a letter to all of the CEOs of all of these luxury brands. Can I tell you what that letter said? Because of them, because of the trade in those products, because of the value that they put on those products, they are a part of one of the greatest conservation success stories on the planet. Species that were facing extinction, many crocodilian species as well as the American alligator, now fully recovered, flourishing, and meticulously managed. You know, it's this idea of banning, this cancel culture. Just ban it. We don't need it anymore. Same thing in hunting, right? Ban it. Well, what would happen if we banned it? What happens if these alligator and crocodilian bans went into place? That these luxury brands decided, we're done. I can tell you what's going to happen. This beautiful, phenomenal, successful conservation story will revert back to what it was like in 1950. People would be like, no, that's never going to happen. That wouldn't happen. It'll happen. It'll happen because of one reason. It's because that animal in these parts of the world that sometimes have very, very little money, look at Louisiana in terms of the rankings of states, in terms of economics, look at places like Zambia, Zimbabwe, some Asian countries. They're not wealthy countries. And so if you take the value away, the value of that animal's not good to them anymore. Has no use. Remember that the next time you're talking about sustainable use, when you're talking about consumptive use of wildlife. That is it. Now, unfortunately, do I have examples of where it was taken away and those animals are gone? I don't. And I hope I never have to. But we may have to. So share this message. Share what we do. Because we just want to educate. We want to show people the other side. Make them think a little bit. Make you think a little bit. Plant seeds of ideas, seeds of information in your brains so that you can communicate it, just like we try to communicate it.